All right, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week and we made it to another pass rush Friday. And let me tell you, we get off to a really good start this week. There's some stuff to be excited about. There's a little bit of optimism here. We're feeling pretty good going in, and it doesn't last. I'll put it that way. It doesn't last. Now, watching that game against the 49ers felt like the pass rush was not awful, and we have seen a couple awful games from the pass rush this year, but it didn't feel like it was good, and the pressure numbers basically bear that out. So let's take a look here and break it down. Won't take terribly long. Draymond Jones had a pressure, which was a sack. I think it was a 0-yard sack, which I don't even think that should be a sack, but whatever. It's a pressure. Jaron Reed had a sack, so that's a pressure. And Leonard Williams had 4 QB hits, or 4 pressures, including a sack, and also a pass deflection. So I know this has already been said, but Leonard Williams is the only guy on defense that can really be exempted from what happened out there. Everybody else, not everybody played bad, but there was a lot of blame to go around in that game, and there's no way anybody other than Leonard Williams can get away without having some of it put on their lap. So shout out to Leonard Williams. I can say this: you were 100% worth the trade. It's just too bad we couldn't give you a better team to join up with. I uh, I don't really know what else to say about it other than that, but it's really tragic that we traded for such a good player and we can't even appreciate him because in the back of our heads we're thinking we really want that second round pick back more than we want Leonard Williams, even though objectively speaking in a vacuum Leonard Williams is definitely worth a second round pick so far. So we're just stuck in limbo here where we have to kind of impartially acknowledge that Leonard Williams has been great since he got here and we still wish he wasn't here. So that is 6 pressures combined from the defensive line, which is really good, right? We're excited about that. We've got 6 QB pressures in one game just from the defensive line. And this is literally just the two-man defensive line we're talking about here. So we're feeling good about ourselves, but I'll tell you, nothing from the linebackers, nothing from the edge rushers, which is really bad when you have I mean, I know this isn't a 3-4 defense anymore. It's a weird 4-3 now. But when you have 0 QB pressures from your edge rushers, that's a disaster. Nwosu being out is big, but between Mafe, Taylor, and Hall, you should be able to find at least 1 QB pressure. And in this game, we did not. So part of it was Frank Clark not being in, but the way Frank Clark has played this year, he's unlikely to get a QB pressure even if he was playing. So I don't know. Not good. Nothing from any of the cornerbacks either, and Jamal Adams had 1 QB pressure. So that gets you to 7, which is again not awful, not atrocious, but it's not where we want to be. It's not even really average. It is closer to bad than good. And with that game, we are now at 130 QB pressures on the season, by my count. 130, which is exactly 10 a game, which is exactly where I was aiming for. I wanted 10 pressures a game. Maybe I would have said we should do a little better than that if I knew we were going to get Leonard Williams. But then again, I also didn't know Nwosu was going to get hurt this year, so I guess that's not bad. And honestly, I've been doing Pass Rush Friday for a while now. This is the best it's ever been. The pass rush we've had this year is better than the pass rushes we've had in most previous years where I've done this series. So that's great. Now, most of it stems from one game against the Giants, but I'll take what I can get when I can get it. Every game counts, every game matters, every pressure matters. So things are better, and there are a lot of stats out there, a lot of metrics that show the Seahawks pass rush has been good for the most part this season. Our pressure rate is high. We're getting a lot of sacks, but I think you're starting to see that fade away a little bit here because number one, it feels like it's getting worse as the season went on. Like you look at the pressure totals, we've had 3 really good games. This was the Giants game. This was the Browns game, I think, and this was the Commanders game, and everything else has been average or worse. So we're getting further and further away from these really standout games from the pass rush. And more than that, it's not resulting in anything good. We can have a game where we get a lot of QB pressure and we don't actually play well on defense. So, as it turns out, QB pressure is not everything. All right, I will see you guys later today. More videos coming. Happy Friday. And there is some stuff here that isn't awful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we are seeing some positive developments here. Adams did actually get a QB pressure in this game. You are seeing overall we're willing to send cornerbacks on blitzes more than I expected, but this is definitely starting to level out at a point where I think we need to do more, and we're not. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Everyone have a good Friday. See you in the later videos.